Let's take a look at today's Top Talkers, folks. The first half of 2015 was the hottest ever recorded. This according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The administration calculated that the world's average temperature in June hit 61.48 degrees Fahrenheit, breaking the old monthly record set last year by 0.22 degrees. Off the charts heat is, quote, getting to be a monthly thing, according to Jessica Blunden, climate scientist for NOAA. The first 6 months of the year were the hottest on record, beating out 2010, the last time that there was an El Nino. In 2010, El Nino petered out, but this year forecasters are predicting that this El Nino will only get stronger, not weaker. Quote, if that happens, it's just going to be off the charts, says Blunden. The global increase in temperature was fatal for some parts of the world, as we're seeing here in May. A heat wave in India claimed more than 2,000 lives and ranked as the 5th deadliest heat wave on record. In June, the heat wave in southern Pakistan claimed the lives of more than 1,200 people. In the United States, record heat impacted the West, while record precipitation fell in the Ohio Valley during the month of June. Jonathan Overpeck, co-director of the Institute of Environment at the University of Arizona, says, quote, this is what anthropogenic global warming looks like, just hotter and hotter. And of course, we have been experiencing a lot of moisture here, which can be, very similar to what the Ohio Valley was experiencing. So, global warming doesn't necessarily just mean it's getting hotter and hotter. It's that the climate is getting more extremities here and there. So, obviously, in India and in Pakistan, they were experiencing just devastating heat. And really throughout the United States, a lot of places, especially the Pacific Northwest, as you saw on the map a few moments ago, the Pacific Northwest had record heat. So scary stuff.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
Scary stuff.
All right, well, switching gears, women's soccer is continuing to gain popularity with each World Cup that passes. And now we don't have to wait 4 years to see the best female soccer players in the world take the field, because FIFA 16 is including the girls. Now this is history in the making, as EA Sports announced back in May that for the first time ever, women will be included in the FIFA 16 video game. Just yesterday, the company revealed that the women will also be on the cover of the FIFA 16 game, as you just saw there. In Canada, you can see Christine Sinclair sharing the cover with Lionel Messi. In Australia, you can see Stephanie Catley. And here in the United States, you can see star forward Alex Morgan. That's who she is right there. And so FIFA will have 12 women's national soccer teams. Alex Morgan says that this is a great opportunity for people to get to know the women's team and the players that aren't televised as much as the men. Morgan also says, quote, it gives women's soccer another platform to showcase the advancement in the sport. Just the fact that women's sports in general is continuing to be a mainstream thing and creating more awareness, more popularity, it's exciting to be a part of history in the making right now, end quote. Morgan does mention that there's still plenty of growing to do when it comes to women in sports. However, whether it be wage inequality, lack of exposure compared to the men, or simple commentary from announcers and media like, while these are things to work on, this is one step in the right direction. FIFA 16 is scheduled for release on September 22nd.
Do you have an Xbox One at home?
I don't.
Are you going to get one now?
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised that it did take this long for that to happen.
Yeah.
It really does surprise me that it's taken that long for that to happen.
Yeah, well, finally. So this it's a step in the right direction. So it is getting more and more popular, and I think a lot of it has to do with, girls my age, soccer was definitely, it was a thing, and it's only getting more popular. I think before my generation, my dad said that he wanted to play soccer, but he never did because it wasn't the thing. And now I think that it's becoming the people thing. Want their kids to play soccer, and I think it's only going to get larger and larger, especially here in the United States. Yeah. The rest of the world gets that it's the greatest sport ever. But we're learning it here now.
I'm trying to get Annalise to do soccer. She's going to do baseball this fall with I9 Sports.
Cool.
Because she likes throwing things. We try when we play ball. I try. Oh, why don't you try and kick it, honey? No, I don't want to do that. She wants to
Lil
throw
Kickers.
It.
Have you heard of Lil Kickers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She would really like it. Cannon used to be in it. We're probably going to get him back in it.
Yeah.
But it's a great way. Yeah. There's a ton of options here in Albuquerque if you want to introduce your kids into sports.
That's right. All right. Well, last but not least, folks, it looks like Gomi is hoping to break good for the Duke City. The Associated Press reported yesterday that New Mexico native and Breaking Bad actor Stephen Michael Quesada will be throwing in his hat into the race for county commissioner. Citing the growth of urban sprawl and the need for a more Mexican-American elected officials, Quesada will join at least 3 other candidates for the open seat in 2016. Quesada has served on the APS school board and feels that he can make a difference in the district that includes our historic South Valley and an area on the west side where developers are seeking to build homes. It's generating a lot of controversy there. Quote, "I think I bring a new face to the Democratic Party," Quesada said. "We need to reach out to our young people, the young Chicanos, the young Latinos, and get them involved in this process and let them know that this is important." Now, he has lent his support and his voice to other Democratic contenders in the past, but he will now step forward and seek to electrify the Latino voter base here in New Mexico, which I think is pretty important considering that New Mexico has the highest percentage of Hispanic residents in the country. And I think there is no better choice to represent than Stephen Michael Quesada. I mean, I've known him for a long time, and before he got, before he found his fame is GoMe, he was doing so much for the community, so much with YDI. He was integral in getting Breaking Bad stars like Bryan Cranston on board to host fundraisers for YDI. He's produced a great number of things.
And he's only continued that.
He's only continued that, yeah. And it's been kind of part of his game plan, I guess, for a number of years. He is very, very involved in this community. It was after, I mean, he could have just gone straight to Hollywood and said, you know what, I was GoMe from Breaking Bad. He says, no, this is my home. I want to make my home better. I'm going to get on the APS school board now. I want to run the county commissioner. He is expected to make his formal announcement on Facebook today about 10 a.m. And next week, right here on Two Casa Style, we're going to sit down and talk with the man about what it means both for New Mexico, but also for his film career. We forget that he is a very busy actor. So how's it all going to work? We're going to find out from SNQ next week.